it's Icy New Year, and I am back with another Raw vlog. Once again, we're outside, where are we? Books A Million and Sally's Beauty Supply, which is where B is going now. For those who don't know, she's in cosmetology school, so, you know, I get pedicures for free. It's pretty cool. It's the best feeling in the world. I'm going to start it off with another question from Timo Meijer. I'm probably destroying the last name, but Timo Meijer. First off, I really enjoy these vlogs too, and it'd be great to have them daily, talk about whatever you want. I want to push these to daily, actually. I'm getting close to it. I mean, I'm putting out a good bit of them, and I really, really enjoy it. And I know I'm doing a lot of them in my car. That's simply because I spend a lot of time in the car. I mean, B likes to go out, and she likes to shop. She doesn't have her license yet. She will, like, probably within a week or two. So I won't have to go out as often. But, so I tend to stay in the car a lot and just read and such, just because, people. Now I'm actually going to talk about that a little bit in a second, but okay. Secondly, a question. You've been talking about making YouTube your career for a while now. However, I can't help notice you're not getting a huge amount of views in your videos, 300-ish. Although you make a lot of them and have Patreon running. Is this enough to make a living, or do you do something besides YouTube? It is not enough to make a living. At all. I'm working towards that. But I also do freelance web development, a little bit of freelance programming here and there, though market's just kind of been drying up. Just, I don't know, there's so many options out there for people to just have a in-the-box, already built solution that, you know, custom web development isn't as needed as it used to be. And my father's a general contractor, so every once in a while I build a house with him, and every once in a while I draw blueprints for a house, and those pay pretty well. So I do like a little bit of everything kind of deal. And I'm working towards making YouTube my career. It is, I've set my mind to it, I'm putting in the time, and I'm really trying to up my professionalism on it. But, yeah, so good question. I appreciate it. I'm still working out a way so you guys can see what questions I have coming. I don't know, I haven't decided exactly how to do that yet, but I'll figure it out. But today I wanted to talk about, once again, schizoaffective personality disorder, and specifically why I'm doing all these things in my car. And I'm just going to take a moment, I'm trying to introduce you to part of my life, and why I avoid crowds and why I avoid people and social situations. One of the things about schizoaffective personality disorder is people with the disease have a lot more trouble dealing with sensory overload. My hair looks awful. Wow. Whatever. Okay. They have a lot more trouble dealing with sensory overload, and they're much more prone to sensory overload. So, while someone who doesn't have this, you might go to a concert and it's loud, it's, a really thumping time, there's a ton of people, there's a car alarm going off. If I went to a concert, and I have gone to concerts before, but for me it's always a bittersweet experience. I tend to find a place where there's less people, I'm near the back, But, basically, my brain cannot process the amount of sensory information I'm getting. The noise, the smells, the sounds, the sight, all of it together, eventually my brain just shuts down, and I cannot deal with the information coming into me. And it's really hard to describe exactly what happens, but often with people with schizoaffective, once you hit that point of sensory overload and your mind is no longer able to process the information, this isn't exactly what happens, but it's a good way to explain it. It's like overloading an electrical system. It starts sparking and just, surges and such not. And a lot of that random information that you can't process correctly gets distorted. So it triggers auditory and visual hallucinations that aren't full things. Like, it's not like I'm seeing a guy that doesn't exist. It's, I'm seeing color there. There's just like a flash of color or something out of the corner of my eye that's not quite real, or I'll hear noises that aren't there. And it's just because my mind gets to the point where I cannot deal with the amount of information being put in. So it just trying to process and trying to keep up with everything goes haywire. And that's like, it's really hard to explain, but that is a big part of why I avoid crowds. That and crowds have a tendency to trigger my paranoia. So, yeah. I want to eventually go to cons, and I'm working on that. Like, actually go through fairly intensive, care for this. I am on medication. I see my psychiatrist monthly, and I see my therapist, well, normally I see her weekly. It's been a couple weeks because of various things that have been going on. But I see a therapist weekly, a psychiatrist monthly, to try to not only manage my illness, but try to get better at managing my illness, to the point, I can deal with crowds a little better. And there has been a very marked improvement since I started this intensive therapy regimen from where I used to be. And that gives me a lot of hope for the future, because I want to be able to go to cons. I want to be able to, go to Walmart during the day and not feel like I'm going to just flip out. So, I'm bringing this up because we just went to Taco Bell and it was really crowded and it started triggering a bunch of anxiety in me. But yeah, other than that, I think that's all I'm going to talk about today. Keep the questions coming. I'm actually kind of running low on them. I've got like 3 or 4 more I have pulled out to answer. Yeah, put some questions down below. Anything, honestly. If you have questions about my illness, I'm more than happy to discuss it. Questions about the channel, questions about life in general, just whatever you want. But, as always, guys, thank you so much for the support, and have a great one.